what's up guys? It's Alyssa here. So as we begin to bring ourselves down into our child's pose, so you have the option here to come into the knees being together, the knees being a little bit wider, or taking the knees out to the width of your mat to come into that wide-legged child's pose. So just really finding what feels good on your body today. As you begin to extend the arms, allowing the forehead to begin to rest down towards the mat, but not worrying about whether the forehead actually makes it. Take a moment here and just kind of rock the hips from right to left, the body from right to left, just to kind of settle yourself in a little bit more. Then as we begin to bring ourselves into stillness, take that big inhale as the belly expands, feeling the stretching sensation we begin to feel in the back body. And exhale, releasing every bit of air. And just beginning to feel yourself melt into the mat. As you continue to bring your intentional breath into the practice. Really just allowing yourself to be here in this moment, in your practice, in your body. Letting all else go. And with each exhale, feeling the body soften a little more, allowing whatever we're holding, any stressors from our day, or maybe just any stressors of whatever's going on, just melt off the body. It does not matter here in this moment. And as we allow ourselves to just be here in the body, knowing that wherever we're at in our practice, it does not matter. I always say leave the ego at the door, especially when you're doing yoga. As we begin this journey to ourself, the journey into the body, and as we begin that journey into the body, we begin to bring that journey into the heart, into the soul. And as we take 2 more breaths here, beginning, if we're not already there, bringing the fingertips to touch as we find prayer hands out in front of us. Giving ourselves a little bit of that honoring as we honor our heart, honor our wisdom, honor that infinite soul inside of us, inside of every human being. And our next exhale, just beginning to extend the fingertips up. So we're trying to take the thumbs to the back of the neck. So beginning to stretch into the underneath of the arms or the triceps. And maybe we're feeling a little discomfort here as we continue to hold this child's pose. As you just continue to breathe, continuing that journey into the body, into the self. And as we take one more inhale here, we're going to exhale, send those hands back down towards the mat, planting the palms. Big inhale, you're just going to lift up halfway. Exhale, begin to walk the hands over to the left side. As you begin to stretch into the right side of the body, so forehead can come back down to the mat, or you can keep the gaze lifted. Then as we inhale, come back through to center. Exhale, walk the hands over to the right. back through to center on your exhale. Slowly roll yourself back up into a neutral tabletop as you begin to walk the knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Taking a moment here, we're going to rock the hips from right to left. Then as we bring ourselves through to stillness, just taking that left foot, stepping back behind you and shift forward and back on the toes. Just to bring a little bit of that movement into the body. Then release the left knee down, take the right foot, extend it back behind you, keep shifting forward and back on the toes. Then bring yourselves back through to stillness. Release your right knee down. Big inhale. We're going to flow into our cow posture as the belly releases. Crown of the head and tailbone is reaching up. And then exhale as you begin to roll up your spine. We round the spine coming into our cat. So continuing this motion on our breath. And I want you to really take this motion slow today to really feel it in the spine. Really beginning to feel it in the belly. Maybe even feeling it in the neck and the shoulders. Beginning to flow through 2 more rounds. Last round as we inhale down to our cow. Exhale, rounding up the spine into your cat. Then inhale, come back through to that neutral tabletop. On our exhale, we're going to begin to find belly rolls here. So it doesn't matter what direction we're going to start off. So it's like we're doing our cat-cow motion, but making it more circular. I always like to call this my Shakira move. And we're going to begin to flip the motion, going the opposite direction. And as we settle ourselves back into that neutral tabletop, take a big inhale as you send your right fingertips up above you. On your exhale, we're going to thread the needle as we come down. As you inhale, we're going to send the left fingertips up. And then exhale, you're going to send those left fingertips to touch the right fingertips. Then keeping the hands as they are, we're going to take that left foot. You're going to extend it back, keep the toes tucked as you extend that left leg. Now, if this is too much on us in this practice, you can release that left knee down, but this is just a little balance challenge here. And then on your next inhale, you have the option to keep that left hand planted on the right hand, or you can begin to send the left fingertips up. Continue to breathe. Let go of that ego that's telling you if you don't have the leg extended or whatever's going on in your practice today. Just allow yourself to be where you're at. Enjoying the journey into the self, into the heart. On your next exhale, you're going to begin to plant your left hand back underneath your shoulder. Release your left knee down. As you inhale, send those right fingertips up. So really spreading those fingertips, trying to take that arm up as high as you can get it. And then exhale, let it rain back down onto the mat. Take an inhale here in that neutral tabletop position. Exhale, give yourself a smile. And then inhale, send those left fingertips up above you. Exhale, we're threading the needle down. And just as we did on the other side, we're going to inhale, send right fingertips up above you. On your exhale, you're going to send the right hand on top of the left. And then you always have the option here, you can keep the right knee down, or we're tucking the right toes as we extend that right leg up. Then on your next inhale, maybe sending that right hand up above us. exhale, send the right hand back down to the mat. Release your right knee down if you extended it. Inhale, those left fingertips up. So really send them up here. And then exhale, raining it back down into that neutral tabletop. On your next inhale, we're going to send our right fingertips forward, left foot back. So we're keeping the hand above the mat. We're lifting the left toes off the mat, keeping the left hip square with the right hip. Drawing that lower belly up and in. Finding your stability here. If you need to tuck the right toes, you can tuck the right toes. Then on your next exhale, bring the elbow and the knee in towards each other. Find your crunch. Draw that belly up so you begin to feel it in the core here. As we inhale, extend it out. Exhale, draw it in. Begin to create a little bit of heat in the practice. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, draw it in. We're going to do 2 more. Big inhale, we're going to extend out on our exhale. Release your right hand down. We're going to send our left foot forward. So we're setting up for our low lunge. So finding our left knee over our left ankle, we're going to inhale, rise up into low lunge. Exhale, find a slight back bend. Inhale, you're going to come back through to center. On your exhale, begin to plant the hands. Tuck your right toes and lift that right leg. So from here, we're going to take a big inhale. On your exhale, you're going to step your right foot through and send it forward. And you want to come to sink down onto your left heel. So you might be here with the heel lifted, and that is totally fine. It doesn't matter if the heel is actually down on the ground. You want to, there are 2 ways you can do this. So you can do it with the toe stand, or you can have the heel down. For this practice, we're working to bring the heel down to the mat. It doesn't matter if you make it there today. It doesn't really matter if you ever make it there. It's all about just being where you're at in your body. So the heel might be lifted, that's totally fine. And then you have the option here to keep your right heel down on the mat, or you begin to lift the right foot, and then maybe extending right fingertips forward. But right fingertip, or both fingertips can stay on the mat. On our next exhale, no matter where we're at, we're all going to plant our fingers. If we're not lifted on the toes already, we all want to come onto those toes, and we're going to send right leg back behind us into a standing split. So we're releasing that left heel down as we fold over the left leg. And on your next exhale, begin to bend your left knee, tap your right toes down, release your right knee, send it back with that left leg extended back behind you into that tabletop position. And then on your next exhale, you're going to send your left leg over to the left. Turn your toes away from you and begin to rise up to stand on that right knee as you lift your left toes up towards the ceiling. So we're going to look a little bit like this. Let me turn so you can see me a little bit better. As we inhale, we're going to send our fingertips up above us. Exhale, you're going to send the left hand over to that left leg as you extend the right fingertips over. And then on your next exhale, you're just going to begin to rotate yourself back into your tabletop position. Then as we inhale, send the right foot back behind you, left hand forward, find your stability here. On your next exhale, bring that elbow and knee in towards each other. So once again, bring this motion into the core. So feel almost like you're doing a crunch on your back, but here in our tabletop position. As we inhale, we're sending it back out. Exhale, drawing it in. Inhale, send it out. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more. Inhale, sending it out. Exhale, release your left hand. Send your right foot forward. Now we're tucking the left toes, lifting that left leg. You're going to send the left foot forward. And then we're either coming down on that heel onto the toes, maybe extending our fingertips forward, coming into a little balance here. Planting our hands, we're all going to send that left leg back, coming into a standing split. exhale, release your left toes down. Left knee comes down to the mat. Right knee over the ankle as we inhale, rise up. Exhale, find a slight back bend. Inhale, back through to center. Exhale, we're going to plant our hands. Tuck the left toes, lift that left leg, step it back into your plank pose. So we're going to take 2 breaths here as we cultivate our strength. On your next exhale, knees release down to the mat, lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, head and chest lifts into that low cobra. Exhale, releasing it down. Inhale, come up into your tabletop. Exhale, we're going to take the knees together, coming to sit back on the heels, coming into our hero pose. Flipping the palms up towards the ceiling, take a big inhale. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Feel those shoulders relax away from the ears if they decided to crawl their way up. And just taking a couple breaths here. So just really bringing yourself back into the body, sending ourselves back in towards the heart, into our infinite soul. Beginning to feel a bright white light radiating at the heart center. And as it radiates with each pump of the heart, it begins to encompass the whole body. So take one more big breath here. And then on your exhale, send your fingertips back towards your heels. Sink it forward. Bring the forehead down towards the mat. Take one breath. Then inhale, roll it up, come into a tabletop long enough as we exhale to tuck the toes. Sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale, so really pressing those shoulders up towards your ears. And then exhale, soften them away. Soft bend into the knees, really allowing our prana or our life energy force to flow through the body. And then beginning to take a moment here, pedaling the feet out. And then on your next exhale, begin to roll up your spine, coming into that plank pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, soft bend into the knees, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it forward. Exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. One more inhale as we roll it forward into plank. Exhale, send it back. And then on your next exhale, we're going to take our left hand, begin to reach it back towards your right leg. So it doesn't matter if you actually reach the right leg, but the goal is to take the left hand, grabbing a hold of a part of the right leg as you come into a little bit of a twist here, taking the gaze outside or underneath the right armpit. So left hand can stay planted. Bring it as close to your right leg as you can get it. And if you can reach and grab a hold of your right leg, then you grab a hold. And your next exhale, release. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, taking it to the other side. So right leg, right hand reaches back towards the left leg. Taking the gaze out from underneath the left armpit. Exhale, back through to center. Take a big inhale. And then exhale. Take a moment here. Kind of walk yourself up into your forward fold, but maybe making it a little bit of a funny movement. Maybe crossing your legs, maybe dancing it up to your forward fold. Really allowing yourself to have some fun here. Then once you make it to the top, begin to fold down over the legs as you inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, soften down. Begin to take the feet out to the edge of the mat. Toes out, heels in, grabbing a hold of opposite elbow. Sway yourself from side to side. Again, make it a little bit of fun. This is your journey. This is your practice. So maybe the movement's really small and soft. Maybe you're just being really exaggerated and just having fun. Maybe it feels really good on the body. Then as we begin to bring ourselves through to stillness, release the elbows. Inhale, we're going to lift up halfway. Exhale, begin to bend the knees, take the hips hips down, we're going to come into our yogi squat. So arms are on the inside of the legs. Hands can be at heart center or down on the mat, but just making sure we're keeping the heart lifted as we press the arms into the legs. And then on your next exhale, slowly send yourself back up into that forward fold as we bring the feet back in towards each other. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, diving down over the legs. Inhale, take your right foot, step it back behind you. Exhale, release the knee. As we inhale, rise up into your low lunge. Exhale, we're going to straighten that left leg to the fingertips back. Keep the heart reaching forward. Inhale, plant your foot, come back into that low lunge, slight back bend. Exhale, straighten the left leg as much as you can, lift the toes up towards the ceiling, and begin to fold down over your left leg. On your next exhale, walk the hands forward, plant the left foot, sink your hip. Then as we begin to tuck the toes of that back foot, we're going to lift the back leg. Big inhale, come back up into that standing split. And then exhale, you're just going to begin to stack your right hip on top of your left. So take this movement very gently, listen to your body. Bring a little stretch into the right side of the body. Exhale, take that right foot, step it forward. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold, begin to bend your knees. So we're going to come into a toe stand. So all of our heels are lifted off the mat. Bring the knees in towards each other. Sending the knees forward as we inhale, come up. Maybe the hands are staying down on the mat if we need that stability. Hands can come to rest on top of the legs. Hands can come to heart center. So begin to balance on our toes. Take an inhale, maybe play with your balance as you lift the arms. Exhale, send the hands back down to the mat. We're going to lift ourselves back up into a forward fold. As we inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, soften it down. Inhale, send that left foot back. Exhale, releasing it down. On that inhale, we're rising up into our low lunge. And then exhale, we're going to straighten the right leg as much as you can. Fingertips reaching back towards the hips. Keep the heart reaching forward. Inhale, release that right foot down. Come back into your low lunge. And then exhale this time as we straighten the right leg, lifting the toes, begin to fold down. On your next exhale, walk the hands forward, plant the foot, sink the hips, one breath. And then tucking the toes of that left foot, we're lifting the left leg. Inhale, we're sending it up into that standing split. On our exhale, just beginning to stack the left hip on top of the right. On your next exhale, step that left foot in line with the right. Inhale as we lift up halfway. Exhale as we soften down. Then on your next inhale, send those fingertips up above you. Exhale, the hands to heart center. Take one breath. Really feeling those feet on the mat. Then big inhale, send those fingertips back up above you. Exhale, we're going to draw our left knee in towards our chest. Take one breath here as you find your stability. Then on your next exhale, send your fingertips back towards your hips. Reach the heart forward. Send the left leg back behind you, coming in to your warrior three. Keeping the hips level with each other. Maybe a soft bend in that right knee. Fingertips are still reaching back towards the hips. And your next exhale, bend your right knee, tap the left toes down. We're going to inhale up into our high lunge. Exhale, turn the left toes out. So we want our toes out, heels to be coming in. As we inhale, extend the fingertips out wide. Exhale, bend the knees coming into a goddess pose. Bring the arms to goal pose as we bring the fingertips to touch. The fingertips of the pointer finger and thumb. Then as we inhale, grow tall. exhale, we're going to turn that left foot to match the back edge of the mat. Right toes are going to be pointed forward. As we extend our arms out wide, on your next inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, releasing that right hand down to the right leg as you come into your triangle pose. On your next exhale, beginning to bend your right knee, we're going to inhale up into warrior two. Exhale, we're just going to turn it forward into our high lunge as you step it back into your Tadasana. Bringing the hands to heart center for a big inhale. Exhale, shift the weight over into your left foot. We're going to begin to find our tree pose. So find your variation. So whether that means we're bringing the foot as a kickstand, we're taking it up to the calf, or we're bringing it up to the thigh. Just making sure that right knee is coming out. Making sure that if we're bringing it up to the thigh, we're pressing the foot and the thigh in towards each other. Just keeping the hands to heart center here. Finding our tree. Growing tall as we root to rise. So really grounding that left foot down. Really imagine some roots growing out from the foot to keep you grounded. And then on your next exhale, begin to release the foot back down. Inhale, arms extending up. Exhale, bend the knees, take the hips back, coming into your chair pose. Hands are going to come. We're going to bring the thumbs to our third eye center. On your next exhale, send the fingertips back towards your hips. We're going to lift up on our toes. Then inhale, stay lifted on your toes. You're going to rise tall. Exhale, release the heels, hands to heart center, take one breath. On your next inhale, fingertips extending up. Exhale, bring that right knee in towards your chest. One breath. On your next exhale, we're sending the fingertips back towards the hips, extending that right leg back, coming into our warrior three. On your next exhale, bend that left knee, tap the right toes down as we inhale, rise up into our high lunge. And then on our exhale, you're going to spin your right foot to match the back edge. So we're going to come immediately into our warrior two. On your next exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, releasing down into your triangle pose. On your next exhale, soft bend into that left knee. You're going to roll it back up into warrior two. Big inhale. Exhale, turn it forward into your high lunge, stepping it to the top of the mat, into your Tadasana, hands to heart center, one breath. On your next exhale, shifting the weight over into the right foot, we're finding our tree pose. So we're taking foot to the kickstand, up to the calf, while bringing that left foot all the way up to the thigh. Then on your next exhale, releasing that left foot back down. Inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, take it back down into your chair pose. Sink a little bit lower. Take your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Inhale, we're going to come back through to center. Exhale, take the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhaling back through to center. Exhale, straighten the legs as you begin to fold. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale as we soften. And your exhale, begin to bend your knees. Take your hips all the way down to your seated position. Once the hips reach, or the sit bones come down to the mat, begin to lift the feet up. We're coming into our half boat. So hands can be at the backs of the thighs. Hands are extended forward, hands are extended up, or hands are at heart center. On your next exhale, we're going to extend out. Low back's going to come to the mat, coming into a hollow boat. Exhale, we're going to lift back up into that half boat. Begin to plant the feet. Bring the feet, soles of the feet together as the knees fall open. As we inhale, grow tall. Exhale, begin to soften down over the legs. exhale, bring the knees in towards each other. We're going to inhale, lift back up into that half boat. Exhale, take it all the way down to your back. Left knee in towards your chest. Right leg extends out. Take your right fingertips and extend them up past the ears. And then on your next exhale, you're going to take your left hand, extend it out to a half T. Right hand's going to stay where it's at. And we're just going to take that left leg, crossing it over to the right, finding a twist. On your next exhale, you're going to bring everything back through to center. So taking the arms, we can grab a hold of that left leg, hug it in, take a big inhale. Exhale, we can just switch the legs, right leg in towards the chest. We're taking left fingertips up. Exhaling those right fingertips out to that half T. Take an inhale. And then exhale, cross that right leg over to the left, find your twist. As you exhale, bring everything back through to center. Bring the hands, grab a hold of that right leg, hug it in. Exhale, release your feet. Slide your left foot in to meet the right. Reach your fingertips down towards your hips, shoulders away from the ears as you walk the shoulders underneath the back. On your next exhale, plant, pressing into our feet. We lift the hips, coming into our bridge pose. On your next exhale, begin to roll it down. Take the feet out a little bit wider. Allow your knees to fall in towards each other. Take 2 breaths. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift the nose up towards the knees, curling into a ball. Big inhale, find a full body stretch. On your next exhale, we're going to draw the knees in towards our chest, roll over onto our right side, begin to press up to our seated position. So coming into that comfortable seat, as we take an inhale, extend the fingertips up above you. Exhale, find a twist to the right. Inhaling back through to center. Exhale, twisting it to the left. Inhale, come back through to center. Exhale, bringing the fingertips to kiss. We're taking the hands to heart center into our Anjali Mudra. And just beginning to close the eyes or soften the gaze. Begin to relax the muscles of the face. We're going to take 3 last breaths here together in our practice. And I just really want you to take this moment to thank yourself for coming to the practice, to thank yourself for all that you do. Really give yourself that love for taking this little short journey into the body, into the heart, into the soul, into your whole entire self. And as I leave you to continue to sit here in a meditation, I thank you so much for always coming to practice with me. And the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.